searching for you. I'm still searching for you. From dirt to the sky, I'm still searching for you.
Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.
You disgust me.
Who gives a shit?
Go on.
I made it the fuck up. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. It's glorious. And I run.
Just for fun, 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 just for fun. Just for fun, just for fun, just for fun. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. Just for fun, 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 just for fun.
Hey, everybody out there in YouTube land, welcome to Twig Tuesday. And yeah, as you can hear, that my sinus infection upgraded itself to a cold. So yay!
You,
So that's fun.
you do sound a bit worse than last week.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
For those of you who are in the betting pool, I believe that is he is still sick, and anyone who bet that he would be better by this week now owes the bookie.
Yes.
Ooh. Losing money on you.
Yes, I'm sorry. Well, you know, I'm not a loser bet all the time. Like, for example, this week, I got a very short but very cool show and tell. I promise it won't be like the super long extravaganza, but maybe we can talk about them really quick. Because I was really surprised to find out that Harmony has never heard of this.
That's not what I said.
Oh, I never watched it.
I've never heard of it. I just got it mixed up with something else.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Argo, you know.
Oh, yeah, you know, go Bears.
Gosh, gosh, begosh.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, gosh,
Yeah.
darn it. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I shouldn't have sworn like that. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah. Darn it. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
I love this. I love this film. I watched it so many times. Hey, Punkwaddle. Yeah, this is the 4K Ultra HD, which I still don't have a 4K Ultra HD player, but damn it, you know, one day.
Well, you're at least future-proofing yourself and planning ahead.
Yeah, that's kind of how I look at it. And it's, you know, it's a collector's edition Blu-ray, so. Just got finished watching it, and yes, it looks awesome, yes, even the wood chipper scene. So. Yeah, this movie is so good, it's so fun.
Yeah, so, you know, if we keep the Midwestern up anymore, we're gonna have to start getting out the casserole dish.
Oh my, yeah. And how are the fritters?
Oh, they're just great at this time of year.
Oh,
Especially
yeah.
when the weather starts getting a little nippy.
Yeah, and did you remember to plug in the Jeep?
Oh, Jeep. No, I ate before I came.
Oh, no, man. You got all the cars, you know, up in the north. They got you plug them into the electrical socket so it keeps the engine warm, so they'll start up in the morning. Don't you know?
Oh, that's it. Yeah. You gotta make sure you get a nice thermos. So when you go, and when you go, make sure you take your big thermal underwear.
Because it gets cold out there.
This is not an accent I can do, but I have to say, Ironcaster, your background really makes it for you.
It does.
Oh, it's kind of homey.
Mm-hmm.
And this one right here is a classic. This is Neon City. The only person who is still alive in this one, I think, is Michael Ironside. Lyle Alzado passed away at the age of 43 from brain cancer. And Vanity passed away. I don't remember how long ago, but this is one of those great old 80s sci-fi. Actually, I think it's 90s sci-fi. But yeah, it's a Kino Lorber. Yeah, 1991. It's a Kino Lorber classic, and anything Kino Lorber I tend to like. So yes, KL Studio, keep putting them out. Bring back my childhood. It's a lot of fun. I had never actually seen this one, so I'm gonna say this is pretty good. Like, has a nice opening, very slow middle, very slow plotting middle, but then the action kind of heats up really, really intensely at the very, very end, and it's really graphic and gory.
Now, have you seen the other ones?
Yeah, I've got the first one, and I saw the second one in the theater, and I'm sad to say that the second one actually put me to sleep in the theater. Yeah, just to pass by, Vanity died. Back in, I want to say 2011. I mean, let me, one of you guys will double check for me. I'm pretty sure that's right. I was surprised to find out too. And this is, last but not least, this is the second Sunny Chiba collection. I have the first one, and obviously this is the second one. Yeah, 2016. Yeah, there you go. This one has a bunch of Sunny Chiba classics like The Defensive Power of Aikido, which I've never seen, or The 13 Steps of Maki, or Karate Warriors. I've never seen those either, because they're,
I see someone's been going to Shout.
I love Shout. Man, Shout is my other favorite. There are like 3 or 4 studios I really like. I like Arrow, I like Shout, and I like Kino Lorber. I also like Vinegar Syndrome.
That is another good one as well.
Uh-huh. And as you can see here, Go-Go 13, Assignment Kowloon.
Really?
Yes. This is the second Go-Go 13 film. And it stars Sunny Chiba. And Karate for Life, as well as the Great Okinawan War of 10 Years. So there you go. And yet Harmony's just making fun of us because we're like, oh my god, I've never heard of any of these.
No.
I see you giggling.
She's still trying to figure out the Midwestern.
Oh,
all right. The first thing you need to realize with it is it's called pop.
Okay, so I lived up there for like 6 months, and as soon as I found out about Duck Duck Grey Duck, I turned around and went right back to the South. That is not okay.
Okay, actually, I'm a little lost on that one.
Okay, so in Minnesota, legitimately, they do not have Duck Duck Goose. They have Duck Duck Grey Duck instead.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. I couldn't deal with the North.
The North.
Sorry.
It's too cold, and they've never heard of geese.
Well, it's a goose.
Yep. You're the mini soda. The mini soda.
Oh. I'm sorry, Minnesotans out there.
Yes, Gap. I actually just mentioned Arrow. Yeah, I like Arrow. Let's see.
I need to reach out and pick up Tremors 2 from Arrow Video. That is now available.
I need to get Dune from Arrow.
Oh.
I have it.
Do you?
Yes.
How's it look?
Oh, beauty.
Is it?
The old one or the new one?
The old one.
The old one. Okay.
The old one's better.
I haven't seen the new one, but I loved the old one.
Yeah, the old one was great. The new one is like, oh no.
That was one of my favorite book series when I was younger.
Yes, mine too. All I can say about the new one is it looks nice, but it's kind of like CG art, or I should say it's like AI art. It's hollow.
Well, the other thing is though, it's also only half a story.
Yeah, but I mean, judging from the first half, the second half ain't gonna be much better.
I'd only heard good
Yeah.
things about it. I didn't realize it was only the first half of the book.
Yeah.
It basically ends with the attack on the it ends with Paul being taken in by the Fremen.
Okay.
Yeah, after he kills
Oh, wow.
Janus,
Okay.
which
But,
they
like-
shot. they shot that for the original, but they just didn't put it in the film.
But the old movie is like, I mean, it was a TV series, wasn't it?
No.
It was like 6 hours long.
They did do a mini series.
Oh, maybe that's what I saw.
Yeah, they have 3 different versions of Dune. They have one that was made back in 1984. I saw that in the theater with my dad, and I didn't understand it, but I got to learn more and more about it, started reading the books, and I was like, oh, wow, this is really cool. And then, yeah, years later, they came out with Sci-Fi Channel did a mini series of Dune that was really good, and they also did Children of Dune, which was pretty good. And I own both of those also.
It's like basically the same plot as Ferngully and Avatar. Not the Earthbender Avatar or the Airbender Avatar, but the Blue People Avatar.
The Blue People Avatar is Dances with Wolves remade.
Similar. I think they were ripping off Dune, not Dances with Wolves, but that's just me.
Well, I mean, for all we know, Dances with Wolves was ripping off Dune. So,
Possible.
but if you've read all the books, then you realize that later on, all the stuff that happens is like it ultimately it's Herbert's examination of what happens to people who are driven by greed versus people who are driven by religion, and what ultimately becomes of messianic religions and stuff. Because it doesn't really end well.
Not from what I've read, but I haven't read the whole series. I've read Dune, Children of Dune, and House Atreides.
Mm-hmm. God Emperor of Dune is kind of like where most people stop, because after
That's
that
where things go kind of pear-shaped.
Yeah.
I didn't read that one.
Yeah, God Emperor of Dune is kind of like the last one you want to read. And then you really don't want to read any further.
I think I saw the sci-fi miniseries. I thought it was the movie. I didn't really know there was a movie aside from the miniseries. I thought they were the same. All right, we can move on.
Yeah. No, moral of the story is do not follow leaders blindly. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of following blindly, I mean, there was a little bit of Wizards of the Coast news that came out this week.
Ooh.
And actually, they did a little bit of legwork for us, and that was they put out a video entitled "How D&D's 5e 2024 Core Rulebook Works with All 5e Books," and they don't do a very good job of explaining it to get to the end.
How long is this video?
5 minutes.
Really? Ooh, can we
That's
watch it?
I've already got it queued up.
All right.
Oh.
Let's watch and MSG3K this thing.
Yeah.
Dungeons
Hello,
and...
today we
Oh, it's Todd Kenrick.
He looks like, oh my god, he looks like he follows people into the bathroom.
Oh my god.
I mean, when frozen in that frame, kind of, but I wasn't going to say it.
He followed into my master plan. Of course, you ran out of toilet paper.
Either that or his best pickup line on people in the and I say people, both sexes, in bars is, "May I push in your stool?" Anyway,
have a bit of a fireside chat with Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford.
Oh, Onion Head is back.
Onion Head and Chris Perkins, who he wears that hat all the time, and I swear, I think if he's not suffering from some kind of a, treatments of some kind, and
yeah, he just looks sad.
he kind of does. He kind of looks like his spirit is drained. And of Crawford just looks like he's happy to be considered sort of important.
See,
people like me.
I think Chris Perkins looks like he's silently thinking to himself, "Pundit was right."
Yeah.
Do you think?
Funny thing is, I asked Pundit about Jeremy Crawford once, and he said Jeremy Crawford is a nobody. He's like middle management, and basically he's managed to pitch that into trying to be more self-important than he really is. So.
Well, that's how it works at a lot of the game design studios. Is they have people that have like very little background in game development that they hire, and they'll just put games on them. I don't know his specific situation, but that's how it works a lot of times.
We are talking about the 2024 core rule books.
You can think of these books as the culmination of the last decade. These rule books represent that decade of conversation among all of us D&D fans, and is our chance to make the foundational books of the game, the 3 core rule books, reflect the best state of the game in 2024.
We want the gateway product.
Okay.
I mean, considering the last year or so, like, I have to ask, if I say bad things about the 2024 books, are they going to send the Pinkertons to my house?
Yes.
Oh.
I've noticed that.
I 5 stars. They are the best edition ever.
Please send me free stuff. Your was stuff is so good.
Because of your green screen, we wouldn't even be able to help you. We wouldn't see him there until the stream's over.
True.
Mm-hmm.
As like the gun slowly pulls in from off camera.
Yep. We wouldn't know.
Gateway product. What are you, street dealers?
Oh, that's a good point, actually.
That is a good point. Yes.
I wonder if they're used to marketing Magic the Gathering, because that makes more sense with that.
Oh, hey, look, we got OGGM. Crawford made up his own title as D&D Prime Architect and now refers to it as D&D Studio. Oh, no.
Oh, that didn't work out too well when you guys did that movie, remember?
Yeah.
For the 5th edition line to be among the best looking, easiest to read, most mechanically robust that we can.
And you have failed in every single regard of this. That is amazing. How did you do that?
And
it is not only the worst looking edition because the art is so generic, but it is also not nearly as robust in the rules as 3.0 and 3.5. You know, seriously, you guys already had the super duper in-depth, autistic edition. Okay, you can't claim to have that anymore.
That's true. If you've read any of the Unearthed Arcana, it's just getting less robust and I think more standardized.
Uh-huh.
Makes sense. Like they're changing. Never mind. I don't know if we want to go into that, but they're changing so much about it to make it look more, to make everything look the same, I guess. A lot of the classes look more samey to each other in the UA, which is very strange to me.
That's kind of funny because, we said kind of the same thing about Pathfinder First Edition after a while because it was kind of like they offered so many archetypes for all the different classes that eventually it's kind of like, well, you could make one class emulate another one so much to the point where you don't need this class because you can kind of play whatever class you want to and just run this archetype and it plays like this other class.
Oh my God, I'm going to go off now. I'm so sorry. But like they're doing this to like clerics, for example, right? They're changing it so that everything gets their like subclass at level 3. So if you're a cleric, you're like low level, it's like, where do you get your powers? From my god. Who's your god? I don't know. I'll find out in a couple levels. You know what I mean?
It's largely been a sort of it's been a lot of standardization. They're trying to kind of do a lot of this across, like, even if not every single class, then along the different little class kind of groupings.
Yeah.
To where they're
like
pretty interchangeable.
Things. Oh, Yeah, go on.
Oh no, I was just go ahead.
Right. But they're doing it so that all classes kind of get stuff at the same level, which doesn't really make a whole lot of sense because you want them to be different and have their own identity and play very differently to each other. But that's not what they're doing. And it doesn't make sense to treat all classes that way. But
well, why not? I mean, they already
same.
succeeded. Tasha's already kind of made all the races play like gray goo. So, why not just make the classes do it too?
Oh, yeah.
And so as of late, I've been going back and kind of look at like a lot more old school essentials. And actually, this past week, I've been reading through the rulebook for Castle and Crusades, and I'm really finding myself drawing towards those. I mean, yeah, the OSR, whatever, but just the fact that there's a lot more kind of baked into the individual classes that helps make them stand out. I mean, even just down to something as simple as different separate XP rates.
Yes.
Yeah, because Castles and Crusades at level 1, everything looks very different, and I noticed everything's very front loaded in Castles and Crusades. You get like all your main core abilities at level 1, and so every class is just very, very different. But in D&D, they're just making them more and more of the same.
Well, it's funny.
The only thing I really saw that was uniform across them all was like at level 15, most of them get like a plus to one of their stats. That was about it.
Well, when I talked to Steven Chenault, one of the things I noted for him is one of my favorite classes in all the games is the monk class. And what I like about Castles and Crusades monks is they have almost no dead levels. If you have dead levels, you don't have them until the upper echelon, like up in the 20s and 17s and stuff. Which, you know what a dead level is, right?
I would assume it's where you get nothing super unique to your class, but...
Yeah. Where you look at your class abilities and you get nothing.
Yeah.
You just get some more hit points, maybe you get some more spells, and, wow, it's a dead level. How fun.
Closer to a not dead level, yeah.
Yeah, that is the one thing I despise in all games, in all level-based games, is dead levels. Because I'm kind of like, what is the point of reaching this next level if there's nothing to look forward to except more hit points and garbage,
Yeah, I agree.
Should we get back to the video?
Yeah.
And a part of that, creating that experience, we have also endeavored to make it so that these books will work with the products that fed into them. So you will be able to play a 5th edition adventure you already own, like Curse of Strahd, or the Planescape that just came out, or the things coming out between now and the core books.
Well, the only thing coming out between now and then is the Deck of Many Things. Oh, wait.
It's been held back again and again for quality control.
And their new stuff is different enough to the old stuff that I don't know what he means by cross-compatible. Does he mean that, like, you can run the old modules in the new system? Because you could say the same thing about Pathfinder modules.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's actually a lot of compatibility there, because there will still be a good amount of conversion, I would think.
I think
also this is the most unfortunate pause scene.
It is. Sorry for Jeremy Crawford.
Well, I mean, just
audition.
Just stuff a banana in there.
Yeah, right.
I feel like I almost owe these guys an apology. It's kind of easy just to kind of go for those lowbrow jokes, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm. Huh?
OGGM says, except you can't! 5th edition 2014 characters look nothing like 2024 5th edition characters, and I'm sure all the bad press Mackenzie got nothing to do with the delay of the cards. Yeah, it's kind of my thing, too.
And the most baffling thing there is this is a company that's being held up by Magic the Gathering cards. How do they mess up cards?
That's a good point.
By making them thinner and less valuable and just destroying their own game.
Do you know what the worst thing that Jeremy Crawford did?
What's that?
Not Jeremy Crawford. I'm sorry. I said the wrong name. Chris Perkins.
Oh, Chris
The
Perkins?
worst thing that he did, in my opinion. Right. This is very personal. Do you mind if I tell a quick personal story?
Do it.
Okay. So, ever since I got into like Forgotten Realms stuff, because I started reading the Driz novels back in high school, right? I had this huge crush on Jarlaxle Banray. I was very, very into him, like that character, from when I was about, let's say, 16 to how old am I now? 33. I've always had this huge thing for Jarlaxle Banray. I like the bad drow boys, right? Well, in 5th edition, all the portraits of Jarlaxle Banray have Chris Perkins' face.
Oh.
So, you see where this is going.
Oh,
He inserted himself into the role of Jarlaxle Banray. I will never forget him. I will never...
This week, a very special Tuesday with Geeks.
Well, tell you what. After this, we'll try to like put together a Photoshop. We'll put like Keanu Reeves' face on him for you. Does that
make Don't ruin Keanu that way. You cannot tarnish his image.
No. On the Drow, not on Chris Perkins.
Oh, okay.
Go on. Sorry.
All of those you will be able to use with the 2024 rule books. The key for us is that the new books will not only introduce all sorts of new options, whether it's weapon mastery or bastions or new subclass options or new class features and new equipment, new magic items, on and on and on, new monsters. All of that new is going to coexist seamlessly with the material that is already in the game. And in any case where maybe we have adjusted how something functions, the core rule books will walk right beside you and make it clear how that new functionality interacts with 5th edition books you already have.
I don't want this man walking beside me and holding my hand. Especially not in the bathroom.
When has anything in 5th edition ever been clear? Have you seen the like pages and pages of errata for the core rulebooks and the Jeremy Crawford tweets that have to like clarify simple concepts that weren't spelled out that should have been?
Mm-hmm.
They failed to like catch the fact that the core 5e Ranger was bad.
Yeah.
They had to put out basically a whole new version of it to make up for that.
Yeah.
Well, I knew things were bad when there were other players telling me that there was a meta to 5th edition. In other words, a particular way to play with race, class, and and all the other shit. Just,
So
that speaks of bad game design to me.
In their defense, I'm not sure if the meta has much to do with the game design as much as the popularity of it.
Yeah, I mean, that does tend to go more towards kind of how does a particular area of, say, a player base tend to do things. So that could be more regional, if anything.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, but I mean, I think I could pretty well say this for most players in any game. You don't want your character to feel like they're useless.
No.
You don't want to sit there at the table being bored, going, "Gosh, I wish I could do something right now." I mean, maybe you don't have an option for every single situation that shows up, like a mage, because a mage does, especially at high levels. But, 9 times out of 10, you want to be useful for something.
Yes. I agree with that. But I do think the 5e meta does have to do more with the fact that there's like a huge player base. And I think any game that gets a huge player base is going to have different metas that arise. Like, and I'm not even trying to defend 5e here. I hate doing it, if I'm honest.
Well, I mean, you're just trying to be fair.
Yeah. I just don't like hating on them unnecessarily.
Right. If anything, we should hate them for what they deserve.
Yeah. And they deserve hate. If for nothing else than putting Chris Perkins on Jarlaxle's face.
Ugh.
That was the moment I was done with WOTC.
Continue.
Need like a conversion guide or anything like that, you're going to be able to just get these books and keep playing. At least half of the classes are being revolutionized in terms of how they play, thanks to the introduction of weapon mastery. We have the Bastion system that gives a new kind of mini game that can occur between sessions.
What?
All right, so almost every single class is getting overhauled, so they are going to, in effect, be different. And I mean, to be fair though, Bastions is an idea, and look here, here I am being fair to Wizards. An idea like Bastions for the sort of like building up of some sort of base is an idea that, frankly, the game does need. It's been around since like first edition, and Beckme had it. Players need some measure to suck out their ill-gotten gains. Otherwise, you're going to have them sitting on these mountains of gold where there's no reason to, collect money. Give the players some rules to work with to go ahead and build that base, build that castle. Or as, of course, many of the Wokarati took to it. It lets you be a scummy landlord.
Yeah. My players don't want to build any of that shit. They just want to get along with either traveling from place to place or setting up businesses, which is odd. But they do. That's what they like to do.
I have groups that do that too. I believe there were already property rules and rules for fixing up properties. I believe those existed in Waterdeep Dragon Heist.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think those rules might have been in there. I may be wrong on that, but I think they were.
Well, the thing is though, this sounds like this is getting put into the core rulebooks at least.
Yeah.
So, like, if I've never looked at that Water Dragon Heist book, so I would have never seen those rules. And I actually, oddly enough, this is something I actually was looking at the Unearthed Arcana about these Bastion rules, and it's something I probably am going to kind of pocket away for my own use, because my players decided they wanted to go to revitalize this ruined town I had put in. So I have actually got something there I can make use of.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive that what we're going to end up with is our player's handbook is going to be no less than 400 to 500 pages long, with quite a bit of splash artwork, which will be badly done, of course, because it has to be safe.
Yep, it's gonna be looked over by no less than three these
consultants, sensitivity consultants.
Because I gotta give the props to Wizards of the Coast. They were able to find elf consultants.
Yes, elf consultants.
I actually expect it to be shorter than that. They're stripping away a lot of the lore.
Yeah, but they'll replace it with lots of rules, over explanations and examples and things, I'm sure.
Maybe.
Well, you see, what they'll wind up doing is they're gonna then throw in the extra word soup to totally kind of gloss over any of the negative stuff.
And they will also increase the size of the text.
Yeah, Drow, for example, are going to be totally rewritten so that while yes, those like evil, like matriarchal Drow that we know of from Drizzt's people and Menzo Berenzan may exist, they're going to be the exception, not the norm.
Yeah, and they'll increase the size of the text, and they will charge us $60 to $65 per book.
Yeah, I
Or-
believe the price.
or 179 for probably the nice like custom like box set.
Yeah. Yeah, those are going to go up in price.
Non-reusable slipcase
Uh-huh.
that you have to tear to open.
Yes.
That still hurts.
I know.
The thing is, when I was buying Magic, I was buying their little from the vault sets, and these are really nice. Like their little slip case, it has a little magnet that holds it shut. I can pull the thing out. I can put everything right back in place as though I never removed it.
Mhm.
This is the same company. Like, how do you mess this up? You have players who are going to put these things on a bookshelf and show off. I mean, just think about like all the promotion of like YouTubers who are going to put it in their backgrounds.
Yeah, that's true though. But
Should we?
I think they're I think they're trying to make it like lore agnostic, because I know they stripped away a lot of the lore when they reprinted a lot of the monsters from Volos and whatever that other book was. I can't think of the name, but Mordenkainen's. They remade it and they stripped away a lot of the lore. So maybe there's bigger text. Maybe they replace it with over explanation about how to use safety cards or whatever. But
Yep.
I don't know.
Well, if memory serves, and T-shirt, I think you could probably answer this for me. Didn't they like pad one of those Spelljammer books out by increasing the paper stock on them on one of the books by making
what do you mean?
thicker paper?
What
Seems
do you
like
mean
it.
pad them out? They were 64 pages.
Yes, but
Like-
in order to make the book look thicker,
Oh,
they
okay.
used thicker paper.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I would have to break out my pristine copy and take a look. And the only reason I have a pristine copy is because of the Hadozi and the original wording of the Hadozi and the original illustrations of the Hadozi, because I know it's going to be collectible.
How much was that box set, by the way?
I
forget.
think I bought like, I want to say like 60 bucks or so, 65 bucks.
Okay. I just wanted to know if it was the same price as 3 full-size books when you're getting like about the material of one, if that. But no, it's not that bad.
And the thing is, like, I was picking up like some of the print on demand like jobs for the Mystara Gazetteers, and those are amazing.
Okay. I know nothing about Mystara except that old arcade game, Chronicles of Mystara, was one of my favorites. So that's about the end of my knowledge.
They were like comprehensive history guides to like a particular little nation, how it came about, like down to like their own, how they handled their currencies, what their calendars were like, a lot of the notable NPCs, a lot of new monsters for the region. Like it was a full-on culture book to be able to role play within that setting.
Oh, Caster, let's be mindful of time. I do have one other thing we got to do.
Okay, let's finish this up.
Let's keep going.
And there's a whole lot more that people are going to see that, you know, the stuff that they love will be there, but tuned up, paired with brand new options, and then you're going to be able to.
Well, there'll be brand new options because we're going to take away all the old ones.
Yep.
Yeah. They're taking away my favorite thing to do as a DM in 5e.
Which is?
Inflicting warlock levels upon people.
Oh.
No, a lot of times I'll have like this big bad that they have to deal with, and the big bad will let them go as long as one of them takes a level in whatever flavor of warlock it is, right? Like, I
like that
doing
idea.
That. Yeah, I love doing that in my games. It basically allows them a way to deal away part of their soul to get out of an encounter or something, or to get out of a deal. But you can't do that in the new one because warlocks don't get a subclass until level 3.
Great.
Yeah, what entity did you make a deal with? I don't know. I'll figure it out in a few levels.
Yeah, which is dumb.
Stupid. Why?
How did you become a
All right, go
warlock?
on.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're going to keep that core 5e book handy just to force that on you.
Yeah.
as so many of us love to as D&D players and DMs, tinker with it all and mix it up in ways that are satisfying for your individual campaign.
What excites you the most?
Oh gosh.
It's hard because combined, the 3 new books, which are the biggest versions of the Player's Handbook, Dungeon Master's Guide, and Monster Manual the game has ever had, the 3 combined will be close to 1,000 pages.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's what we need is 1,000 pages because everybody wants to read this shit all day long. That just makes people want to not play this.
Whatever happened to elegance?
How many pages are the current editions?
Oh, I have no idea.
I wouldn't know. My friend's borrowing my PHP.
Because I think I overheard someone mention recently that like they clock in at about 982 pages.
Ooh.
It's too much, whatever it is. I mean,
the current edition 5e books.
Well, what I'm saying is like you got people who ain't reading the damn books now. So yeah, can you imagine them coming out with more pages of shit for people not to read?
Right.
But it's in there.
I like rule systems that can be elegantly explained in like not many pages.
You mean like Scarlet Heroes? Drink!
Never mind, go on.
I had to.
I know.
Slow down. Whoa.
Did you mess up the film?
Uh-oh. Look, I don't want to have to look at Jeremy. No, who is that? Kyle Brink? Is that who that is?
Kincaid or whatever. No, it's not Brink.
Okay, I couldn't think of his name.
Is it not
he's
going
staring right at me? Like his eyes are just wrong way, I guess, because it's mirrored. Guys, he's looking at me uncomfortably.
Oh, he is kind of.
I don't like it.
It's like his eye line is like right at you. Here,
Make it go away.
There you go.
Thank you.
Put some pressure on Ironcaster to fix it.
To choose, I'm most excited about.
See, now I can do it.
How some of the brand new options, when paired with things that are already in the game, will not only feel new on their own because they're brand new, but are also going to make old things feel new.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you pair some of these new options with an old...
Well, I think they're wrong there, though. Okay, so I don't think players are going to necessarily want to mix and match. Sure, some are going to want to min-max like that and probably find the most beneficial, but I think for the most part, you're going to see players are just going to simply want to streamline and go with just stick with the latest edition, and they're going to stop there.
You're right. Pundit actually said that. He said that when they originally created 5th edition, it was to it was with the idea that people would just break it down, play their own way, and mishmash and change things up the way they wanted to. He said what they found out was most players were more or less playing it rules as written.
Do you think the majority of the 5e fan base will want to learn a new rule set?
No.
Well, that's the thing, though. This is effectively, let's be fair. Let's say 90% identical. It's just there's gonna be a couple. It's gonna be basically just it's gonna be like a game balance patch in like an MMO. They're gonna move a couple things around, but it's still fundamentally the same thing. And I hate to say it, I think the players that are still on board, they're gonna keep going, no problem. They won't care. I mean, plus with all the efforts they've been doing to push D&D into high schools, into kind of kids, into like the classrooms to get the next generation. They're not gonna know about any of this stuff. They're not even gonna. They're not going to care about the fact that these older versions of these books are out. They're going to look at them and say, those are the old versions. This is the new one. I don't want to go back to these older books. I just want the one that's here, easily and readily accessible. They're going to stop. They're going to stop making these versions available, and they're just going to keep going forward and acting as though, well, there was no other edition. It's just 5th edition.
It's always been this one. This has always been D&D.
I haven't actually read any of the Unearthed Arcana in a while. I did read some of it, I don't know, maybe 6 months to a year ago. I can't remember. But there were some pretty big changes from what I remember. I guess they might be a little bit pedantic in the grand scheme of things, but like grappling rules were different. They're moving all the subclasses to level 3 was a big thing that I hated. But anyway.
I remember there was a change they were making to Warlock, for example, where they were gonna change the way I got like some of the Grimoire stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think you had to wait until like 2nd level to be able to get all that, or I can't remember what it was.
I know they're making them into like half casters and getting rid of the pack magic. I know that, which I don't really have an opinion on that particular bit because I haven't seen it in action. But as someone who likes how 5e warlocks work, I'm not particularly optimistic about that.
But so I guess we could probably wrap this video up here because to be a little mindful of time, because basically it's about 5 minutes of them saying all your old books are going to be compatible. Trust us, bros.
Yeah.
Winky face.
They're trying really, really hard for that compatibility angle. Like they really don't want 5e players to think that they have to learn a new rule set, even if a lot of it is very different than 5e. Just they're leaning really hard into it's all the same. It's what you're used to, guys.
And
I promise.
And the comments are there right about the same.
I can't read that.
How 2024 5e works with other products. It just does. Great video.
It just works,
It just
guys.
does. It just works.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they got that from the book of Todd Howard.
Yes.
They did. And we all know how Starfield turned out.
Do we?
All right. Yeah. It did not win any awards.
Okay. I heard it was good, but then everybody stopped talking about it after a week.
Yeah. Because it was going up against Baldur's Gate 3, and then Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty was coming out the same month. It was kind of like, you guys are stupid. If you had waited at least another month or so, we didn't have any great big games drop in October other than RoboCop, and that dropped at the end of the month. And by the way, RoboCop is really good. It's definitely a big time power fantasy, and I don't care what Ryan was talking about as far as the graphics. The graphics look great. So, but
I think
anyway.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I think if somebody is like a video game critic and looks at things really hard, it probably didn't measure up. But the thing is, it's 2023, and unless it's like some small indie game using Game Maker or something, pretty much every game has passable graphics that most people aren't even going to notice if it's not up to the level of every other AAA game.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the nice thing about that RoboCop game is it was not even a AAA studio. It was like Teon Studios. It was like a Who. So. Oh,
it looked good for what it was.
Yeah, it is good. I can vouch.
The thing is, though, like the on ramp to video game design has become so easy and so readily accessible that you are seeing just so many of these indie titles coming out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Which is exactly why I disagree very hard. I don't want to put him on blast because he's not here to defend himself, but I disagree a lot with Crafty Matt over that. Over like one big company controlling the industry. Like there's so many smaller video game companies now. I don't think it's a problem.
I agree.
The control is via distribution.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've got a board game for us to take a look at real quick because this just launched.
I love board games.
Yep. I knew you would, and I knew this was coming. So here we go.
Worse.
So yeah, this came out today.
Really?
And yes, it did. And I have already backed this thing. Because of course I did.
I feel like I should also be one of those unspoken rules. If a new Zombicide game comes out, you just take a drink automatically.
You should. And it's already blown through its stretch goals. It's got a short duration though. This is 16 days. It's a very short window. So they're hoping to finish it out by November, which I thought was kind of unusual. But yeah, their main pledge is the anti-life pledge. It's $130, which means you're going to get the core box and you're going to get all the stretch goals. But this is CMON, and I know before they are done, they're going to have so many add-on packs and so many extra pieces to add on to this game. It's going to end up being about a $500 purchase overall if you want to get everything. Because they always do, every time, without fail.
Mm-hmm. So, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Somebody in the chat said they don't trust Cool Mini or not, and I'm kind of wondering what did they do? Because I've only had good experiences with them.
Me too. I don't know. I've always had good experiences with Cool Mini or not. They've never failed to deliver.
Yeah, I've had similar experiences. And back at Gen Con, whenever I used to hang out with the Cool Mini or not people, they were always super cool. I liked them.
Mm-hmm. And as you can see here, it's already got the Dark Knights metal crossover. These are already available. I already have those. So whenever the game comes out, I'll be able to, drop all my Dark Knights metal characters right on in there and have fun with it. And I wonder how different it will be from Marvel Zombies, because I just got my pledge for Marvel Zombies. And hey, look, speaking of a Marvel Zombie, we got Ares. Hello. I will say one thing. The Marvel Zombies one was very cool. But CMON has started doing something with their miniatures that I don't like. Although their bases have gotten a whole lot more interesting because they have sculpted bases now, the bases are hollow.
Gotta save on plastic.
That's what I'm thinking. They're saving on plastic. I don't like hollow bases because it just means they tip over more easily, for one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, if you look at kind of the general industry for a lot of this stuff, they're all doing that. I mean, Hasbro went away from the plastic in their packaging at all, which worked out so great when they had these big open holes for people to steal the heads off of action figures.
Mm-hmm. But I can say that the sculpts really do look good, though, from what we've seen. If they're anything like the Marvel Zombies sculpts, they're going to look sharp. And it's a Zombicide game, so you basically know how it's going to play. You're going to have lots of little walkers running around. You're going to have some fatties. You're going to have some fast walkers running around. And then your actual heroes are going to be the abominations that you have to take out.
I've actually never played a Zombicide game.
Oh, Ironcaster.
We'll have to load up Tabletop Simulator sometime, and you can show me a little bit.
I played it with an old board game group about a dozen times, I think. It's all right. It's very basic kill zombies, which is about all I want from a zombie game.
It is. It is very basic. Now, Zombicide 2nd Edition did start including some more mission-based stuff, which added some more role-playing flavor type stuff, but it's not a role-playing game.
No.
But it is just a really fun board game. And I don't know that I'll necessarily get a lot of use out of my deceased miniatures that much. I'm actually more excited about getting my Zombicide White Death box sets, because at the very least, I'll be able to use those miniatures in my D&D games. But yeah, I'm not gonna have a lot of call in my D&D game to have plunk down zombie super bad.
How many zombie minis do you already have?
All of them.
Yeah. I have an insane amount right now, Harmony, and I still don't have them all. There are still lots of box sets I don't have. As a matter of fact, I'm really pissed off at myself because when Marvel Zombies came out, I could not afford to get the full set. So all I got was the basic set and the Guardians of the Galaxy add-on, which has Thanos. So that's cool. At least I got Thanos, but I don't have the X-Men set, which allowed playable heroes. I don't have the Sentinels, which are really, really big and cool. And I don't have the goddamn Galactus. And I really wanted that Galactus. And I don't want to pay $500 to some eBay scalper for Galactus.
Well, T-shirt, you just need to go ahead and you could just drop that money down on a 3D printer.
Yeah.
I keep telling myself that, and yet I keep buying more minis. That's exactly what I tell myself. Every time I'm like, okay, if I just don't buy minis, I can buy a 3D printer and print all the minis. But then I have to clean it and get the 3D printer ink thing, the plastic, I forget what it's called, the filaments.
PLA?
Yeah, that. And I convince myself out of it every time.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. But what's going on, Greg?
Hello there. Again.
Hello, Greg.
You are late.
Time. I'm just reviewing some stuff. Sorry, I'm distracted. I'm commissioning an Iries Christmas card.
Ooh.
That I'm going to mail out to everyone.
Ooh, cool. Do I get one?
Even Ironcaster and Harmony Ginger. If I can get your addresses. But yeah. Iries Christmas card coming up. Very cute.
Sweet.
I will give out my address to any random man on the internet that says he wants to mail me a Christmas card. There is no way this could go wrong.
This one is by the artist of Lost Legends of Redwall.
Oh.
So it's going to be
Redwall?
classic Iries rat folk. Kids decorating the Christmas tree with the parents like looking on with a fireplace and everything. It's going to be very heartwarming. So I'm trying to get that done.
Nice.
Very, very, very cute. Very sweet.
I love Redwall.
Yeah, that's going to be great. Gonna just mail that out to everyone that I know.
I will
Yay.
message you my address for my Redwall Christmas card.
Okay. Sweet. We
oddly enough,
we got a month and a half.
Yeah, oddly enough, I'm kind of at a point where I'm ready to I kind of want to start doing the mailing out the Christmas cards.
The guy who made me think of it was one of my artists, Sam Claggett, who's a great guy. He did a lot of the magazine covers for Games Workshop. Back in the early 90s, he did a lot of magazine covers. So he's well into the industry, and he sent me just a random Christmas card with his artwork. I'm like, oh shit, okay, that's cool as hell. So maybe I should do that. So that's what gave me the idea.
But
really if you ever need an artist who's like top of the tier, like top of the ladder, look for Sam Claggett. Like he'll do it. Games Workshop, like Warhammer 40K, like this guy knows his stuff.
Nice. Well, all right, everybody. We're at our hour mark, so shall we wrap it up?
What?
All right.
I thought this was a 2-hour show.
No, man, this is a 1-hour show. 2 1-hour shows.
We got our dose of Aries. It's fine. Right?
Yeah. You missed the whole us ripping on D&D.
I missed everything.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Well,
it's
we missed you.
Yeah. I like
we are
hearing
glad
about
you're
your
here, though.
cards. Yeah.
And you're going to be there on Saturday because it's going to be the food fight. That was your idea.
Yeah, food fight Saturday.
Yeah. So everybody has to talk about all their favorite garbage foods and stuff or snacks and
Mm-hmm.
I can share.
Cool.
Oh,
It's
we're gonna
gonna
make sure we
be
bust out
like-
the tater tot casserole for this one.
Oh yeah.
Oh no. Oh gosh.
Oh yeah.
I'll bring
Oh,
like
yeah.
meat.
How? Yeah.
Those are
How,
real humdinger.
Make sure you bring the Dr. Pepper.
yep.
Oh yeah.
How are them fritters and gravy?
Sugar-free Dr. Pepper.
Oh, they're the best.
Some
We gotta
Swedish
make sure we get-
meatballs.
I gotta be careful with the tortadas.
Yeah, and the
That's
Swedish
loud.
meatballs. The Swedish meatballs are just like Grandma used to make. You know, she came straight from Sweden. That's right. You know, we've been right here in this country for over 300 years now.
Oh,
Alright,
ice
you're
gosh,
fired. You're
begosh.
Oh gosh. All right then, it's time to go plug the car in and make sure that the engine stays nice and warm so we can start her up in the morning.
Yeah.
And be sure to check
make
the
sure
chains
you-
on your tires.
Get both your scrapers out. You know, one for the snow, one for the deer.
Yep. And just make sure you get your big one too, the big two-handed ones, because you know that ice can get on there real thick. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right. I can't participate in this. I can't do a northern accent. Well, I can, but it's not a Minnesotan accent. I can do like Brooklyn.
Do it.
You can
You said it.
probably do one. It's just not quite as lame
yeah.
as the other.
Oh no,
guys.
it's terrible because I do it in my in my games. I make every bartender have the same accent. I don't know why. I've just
What do they
done
sound
it
like?
for years. They sound like they're from Brooklyn. Oh God, it's on demand here.
Yes.
Okay.
All
Here,
right.
let
Well,
me-
it was good getting to know everyone, and I'm gonna hop off here. So I'll see you guys next time.
Oh my God! It's a cute goblin bartender
No,
lady.
it's not a goblin.
No,
it's a
no, she's
Too late. It's now
Well,
gone.
Too late. It's a goblin.
fucking,
Okay.
We're gonna have to make you go record some lines for next year,
Yeah. That's okay. All my shopkeepers sound like George Takei. Oh my!
Oh.
So you want to buy this vintage samurai helmet? What would make you think I would sell a samurai helmet? Do I look Japanese? I'm a fantasy person.
Harley Quinn. Harmony is Harley Quinn.
Oh God.
Am I
You, the voice you just did is exactly that.
really? I didn't
Goblins
know
are from
that.
Brooklyn.
How do you not know about Harley Quinn?
No, I mean I know about Harley Quinn. I didn't know that was Harley
yeah.
Quinn.
The
Hey, Mr.
last walk
J.
to Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's like dead on.
Oh, well. I guess I know that now.
So that's pretty fucking cool. But anyway,
All right, guys. Well, we will see y'all later. Hopefully, I'll be feeling better by Saturday. And what can I say? You know, hey, have a great week in Geek.
Bye.
bye bye. Goodbye.